So, folks, what you're watching right now is a Zoom webinar of the MOTU Origins panel for PowerCon. I am recording this live. They cannot hear me, although I can hear them. You will be able to hear them as well. This will be heavily edited for the simple fact that I don't want to simply take their content and just put it on my channel. That's unethical. But I do want to give you highlights, my reactions, and then once it's completed, my thoughts on what's going on with whatever they happen to announce. I really don't know what to expect today, so it should be really interesting overall, and I'm actually quite excited to be able to participate in this manner. I didn't know they were going to be doing this live until a couple hours ago. When I realized it was on Zoom, I have a paid account through work, but I switched to my personal account because I'm a good guy. And being able to just capture this in this way and record will be very cool. And I'm hoping that you will appreciate a perspective on announcements in real time from somebody who's not always been a dyed-in-the-wool collector of toys, not always been a dyed-in-the-wool collector of Masters of the Universe, and someone who, frankly, is not a hype man for any company. So if I get excited about something, I'm going to be genuinely excited, and I will explain why. But in the meantime, I'm going to sit back, relax, and wait for this to start. The first edit should become here.
Hey, kid. Yeah, you. Everyone thinks toys are fun, but this is a channel for adults. Yeah, I said it. If you're under the age of 18, go get your parents before you come in here. If you're under the age of 13, scram! Let's get on with the show.
So please direct your attention to the screen and get excited for expanding Origins and the Masterverse Mattel action figures.
So I feel a little bit, for lack of a better word, gypped that they don't have
and welcome to the
the live thing,
Masters
but at
of
least
the
this will be
Universe
cool.
action figure panel at PowerCon 2021. First off, MOTU is not going away in 2023. We've got long-term plans with this brand to keep rolling out figures into the future, 24 and beyond. So don't worry about that.
Yeah, but what about the Origins line
Secondly,
itself?
We
Okay.
know Masterverse is coming out. We're continually working on our distribution. Even now, we're launching in new markets. Our goal stays the same. We want to get a figure to everybody who wants one. And we're going to keep going after that goal until we meet it. We want to get a figure to everybody who wants one. And we're going to keep going after that goal until we meet it.
We want to get a figure to everybody who wants one. And we're going to keep going after that goal until we meet it.
Well, I'll give them credit for at least
All right,
listening
let's
to
get
that
into
concern.
the fun
Whether or
part
not they
now.
deliver
Everyone's waiting for
remains to be seen.
new product away. We've got some great figures lined up here, including
Nice.
Buzz Off, Jitsu, and Sorceress. We're going to hand over to
No
Sam
surprises
to tell us
there.
about the figures.
No
Thanks,
surprises
Josh.
there.
So,
Not stopping there, we've got more figures on the way, of course, including Anti-Eternia He-Man, Clawful, and our Trapjaw in his mini comic variation.
wasn't Anti-Eternia
Yes.
He-Man your favorite, Josh?
I mean, I do love him quite a lot, but actually my favorite's coming later.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah. But
That's
what should we know about these
that's a
guys?
surprise.
So, MOTU is a huge...
Our biggest and baddest guys with our He-Man and Skeletor.
Dang. So we got our hero and our villain. So we got...
Right, Stridor is
Nice.
coming to in spring. Sam, what are we expecting?
So,
Sam's jealous.
so
a nice
going
piece,
into the
man.
piece count a little bit
Nice
more
piece.
specifically.
Exciting actually, because it's kind of like peeling back a layer and kind of going, a little further into like, the thought process of the team and how, we kind of want to like expand the universe, so,
Sure.
there's a really fun Easter egg in there.
I see you.
Zoar.
I see on a lot of the Facebook.
So we just looked at all the Origin stuff that they revealed. Now, right now, while I'm recording this, the live stream is still going on. I have it in the background, although it's muted. I'm watching it. So I'm going to give you my initial thoughts, and then I'm going to let them finish out just to make sure we haven't seen any sort of a crazy reveal that I am interested in or that I think would be great to cap off the Origin stuff. But I will say that the figure announcements are really exciting. the first line, not too many surprises there. The second ones that they showed were, with Clawful, I was hoping that would come in. It did. The Trap Jaw with the comic variant is amazing. Cannot wait to get all of these, to be honest. An Anti-Eternia He-Man, that's just going to be a fun figure to get. Guarantee is going to be hard to find. So as soon as I go for pre-order, I'm going to BBTS and just pre-ordering the heck out of all of those. Stridor was a surprise for me. Didn't think they'd go there this time around, but they did. I think it's a great update on the figure. The artwork shows off Zoar, the hawk there, and I can't wait to see him. And it makes sense because we're getting the traditional sorceress, which is going to be really great as well. So we're getting 6 figures, the 2 deluxe plus Stridor. I think that's a really cool thing. Chances are it's going to be 2 waves at a time, with Stridor and the deluxe figures coming out staggered, if I had to venture a guess based upon what I know. So very exciting stuff, and I'm sure there's other stuff coming through and things of that nature. So really cool stuff. So I'm going to go back to the live stream now, and I will come back with my final thoughts after the live stream is over and I've had a chance to review some of the footage. As a surprise bonus, I managed to get a knock on the door in the middle of the presentation, and what do you know? What arrived but my vintage sculpt He-Man from Origins. I am so happy. He's got his solid sword in there. I can see it. The sculpt looks wonderful, and the packaging, despite having a little bit of a crease here, he was mailed flat. So it's definitely not awful. Otherwise, aside from the change of the action artwork on the back, the cross sale is updated for this year as well, which is great, but mostly the same from before. But I can confirm that the Amazon listing that I bought from, which is below retail price at $13, does in fact give you the proper He-Man. I will make sure to provide a link and any additional information on how to get this from Amazon at that price in the description below. So if you're looking for that vintage sculpt, you can get them at below retail from Amazon. Pretty cool stuff, and I'm so stoked, man. He looks great.
All right, but that's not all, everyone.
Aha.
You're going to see that a lot in this presentation because we just have so much to show.
But wait, there's more.
I know. We've got big
All right,
news
what do they
coming in
got? What do they got?
22, starting with Origins is going to be coming to Mattel Creations. That's right. The mainline figures are going to be available for purchase on the Mattel Creations Collectors Hub starting in 22. And we're going to kick things off at that Collectors Hub with, drum roll please, finally the appearance of our fan vote Triclops in his original first appearance outfit. You got 4 new figures coming out next year, limited editions. Just to kick it off. Of course, my personal favorite, Wondar. I was so bummed when you didn't make the fan vote. Can we find a way to get him in the line anyway? I love this guy. And of course, Koldar. Sam, tell us about it.
All right, so
It's the PowerCon items. I'm sure everyone's going nuts right now. They're getting a second release on the Mattel Creations website. Once again, 9 a.m. Pacific time this Monday, September 13th. Set your alarm clocks. We've got limited additional quota of all 3 items available. Check it out. We are so excited to bring these guys back.
There may not be, or probably will not be, a third chance at this.
This is true.
There may not be, or probably will not be, a third chance at this.
This is true.
There may not be, or probably will not be, a third chance at this. This is true.
So a couple hits and a lot of misses from Mattel here. The initial announcements for Origins figures were encouraging. They are talking about doing more things at the retail and making things available. And then later in the proceedings, they go on to talk about more and more exclusives. They're talking about putting things on Mattel Creations, not the least of which is the PowerCon exclusive Castle Grayskull pack, the Faker and the Faker Cat exclusive, as well as the Horde 4 pack that are exclusive this year to PowerCon. At PowerCon, which, by the way, those toys never arrived at PowerCon, so people that wanted to go to PowerCon just to get those toys are screwed. And what they're saying is, well, there's also going to be a limited number of these available for everyone else to purchase it, whether you're at PowerCon or not, 2 days after they make the announcement. So the Monday after the convention is over, the next day, it's available for everyone to purchase in limited quantities. And they specifically call out that there's probably not going to be a third chance at this. Check it out.
There may not be, or probably will not be, a third chance at this.
This is true.
There may not be, or probably will not be, a third chance at this.
This is true.
There may not be, or probably will not be, a third chance at this. This is true.
Yeah, so not only are they taking a huge crap all over anybody who was trying to get these exclusive at PowerCon, by putting them out 24 hours, less than 24 hours after the convention is over, they're also screwing over anyone else that might want these by making them super limited, exclusively on the Mattel Creations website, which is going to turn into Hasbro Pulse before you know it. They're already talking about possible crowdfunding stuff and things like that. You could tell they're holding a lot of things to the chest, and I think they're waiting to see how well this first round of Mattel Creation stuff does to decide whether or not they're going to make more and more things exclusive in limited runs. Now, the Sunman reveal that they had was really, really respectful. They are doing a deluxe version that's exclusive to Mattel Creations, which I balked at, but they followed it up by saying that character and other characters from that line are coming to retail in the store. So that did not sting nearly as much as the PowerCon exclusive stuff, limited availability stuff. A lot of things look like they're going to be pretty cool, but there was a lot to go through. So I'm going to show you bits and pieces with my reaction.
Just going to be a Mattel exclusive. Sunman is going to be joining the rest of the MOTU heroes at retail, at Mainline. You can find them online and on shelf alongside Digitino, Pighead, and the rest of the Rulers of the Sun characters, all starting in spring 22. So, if I couldn't say it enough times,
When?
Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, this Monday, September 13th, we've got 5 amazing offerings coming out. We've got our 3 PowerCon items. We have the first appearance, that fan-voted Triclops, and of course, the arrival of Sunman, the deluxe figure, all coming to MattelCreations.com. What do we think?
Vehicles especially is part of the DNA for MOTU, right?
Yeah.
They got a lot of cool, wacky, crazy vehicles, and you guys probably know we do 2 a year by now. So we have stuff planned.
We have a lot of stuff planned, but in terms of like play sets, I think it's all about timing and what is the right property. With the many properties that we have going on with MOTU, from the Kids Animated Show, from Masterverse and Origins, and when and where to do it. And we're actively looking at what those moments are, and also looking at other ways of getting play sets out there, like a DTC type item or crowdfunded item. So we're looking at all options, and I think we have some interesting thoughts, but more to come on that.
Yep. What makes just a great MOTU figure?
Availability.
Actually, we'll start at the other side.
So, in summation, I'm excited for the product that is being released. I am very, very concerned about the Mattel Creations aspect of things, the mention of crowdfunding and things of that nature. I really think that Mattel is getting to a place where they just want to see how much money they can make, and they don't really give a flying frog about distribution, despite what they said at the beginning. I'm going to play that part again.
We want to get a figure to everybody who wants one, and we're going to keep going after that goal until we meet it. We want to get a figure to everybody who wants one, and we're going to keep going after that goal until we meet it.
We want to get a figure to everybody who wants one, and we're going to keep going after that goal until we meet it.
Yeah, it's a little bit muddy, and it's really conflicting messages. Time will tell. We'll see how they handle it. Maybe they will make good on some things in terms of availability when it comes to exclusives. I don't think exclusives are ever going away for them. That's a shame. I think it's a dumb move. But ultimately, I'm going to reserve judgment on the exclusive stuff at Mattel Creations until I see what happens. But the writing is on the wall. Whether they want to or not, they are actively screwing collectors and just people that like toys alike with a lot of this stuff. I will give them credit where credit is due on the figures that are coming to retail. I'll give them credit where credit is due when it comes to Sunman. I think it was high time he became a part of the series. I'm glad to see that the original creator and her son got their due during the presentation. I apologize for not showing that, but I really do not want to just make content out of Mattel's presentation. I'm sure it will be available in other outlets. I do recommend that you watch that video because it is very heartfelt, and I do feel like it's a tasteful way of bringing this character to market. I was a little worried about the exclusive for the deluxe, but then seeing that they've got retail versions coming along with the rest of the line, it's like, all right, you know what? You can have your deluxe exclusive as long as people can get this inclusive figure in a non-exclusive way. So fingers crossed on that. I think 2022 overall is going to be a great year for the Origins line, but I'm really worried about this exclusive stuff, and I will talk about that more as news develops. As with all announcements, things are always subject to change, and corporations tend to backtrack when things happen. So, for example, I'm not getting everything from these PowerCon exclusives. I just want the Castle of Grayskull stuff, and I'll be happy. If by some miracle it's feasible to get the Horde 4-pack, I might pull the trigger, but I have such a bitter taste in my mouth right now that I would almost rather deny myself those figures just to give a big middle finger to Mattel than anything else. And I shouldn't have to make that decision. It's very simple to slightly change the color palette and put it out. You did it with the Lords of Power stuff. You did it with other figures before that. And I don't understand why you're making this really boneheaded move. With that said, I'm still going to collect. I'm still going to be retail complete. And this exclusive stuff is not retail. So I have no pressure to collect any of this stuff in terms of meeting my needs. So we will see how it develops. Tell me what you think down below about this stuff. I'm sure that most of you are going to have the same feelings that I do. But at the end of the day, this should be about giving to the community, not gatekeeping and all this horse manure. Okay? But thank you for taking the time to watch. I hope it was informative, and we'll see what happens Monday. We'll see what happens Monday and go from there. Until then, may all of your grinds be merry, may all of your card backs be non-wrinkled, and I wish you the best possible day. Cheers.